A mistake.
Do you love her?
Whatever the answer is, I think that you're not gonna like it.
Why should I give him to someone else? Why should she win?
It's a question of ego.
I gotta fucking come home for this! I'm sorry!
Ready? Oh, I'm sorry, I closed my... Oh.
I'm gonna tell you, gonna go back to her, and everything's gonna be just the way it was when we were first married.
If he can't.
Then I found out that the guy we roughed up turned out to have a sister working as a typist for the FBI. You could believe it. She gave up everybody. Jimmy, me, even her brother.
All of you?
Judge gave Jimmy and me 10 years.
You couldn't go to prison if you're organized enough. Karen? You didn't say anything.
Nobody's helping. I'm all alone. As long as he's on parole, he doesn't want anybody doing anything.
4 years? She's still there.
Just don't do it. No, don't do about Jimmy. You gotta watch out. Please go out. Takes too many chances. Sometimes
Oh fuck.
please.
Polly is his spiritual father, but he was more close to Tommy and Jimmy at the end.
When you see anybody fucking around with this shit, you wanna tell me. Yeah. That means anybody.
I started using Sandy's place to mix the stuff, and even with Sandy snorting more than she mixed, I could see that this was a really good business.
You should have continued
Within a couple of
to
weeks,
listen
it got
to
to be
Polly.
so. What we're supposed to do was steal the paddle truck, and afterwards compacted by a friend of ours out in Jersey. Only Maury was driving us nuts. Just because he set this up, he felt he could bust Jimmy's balls for an advance on the money we were gonna steal.
Oh, cute you are.
I had everybody working for me, even our old babysitter Lois Bird.
You used... Ah! How high are you? All of them, they bought something. Merde! Why?
Instead of getting rid of the truck like he was supposed to, he got stoned, went to his girlfriend's, and by the time he woke up, the cops had found the truck.
Ah! Oh! Is it really clever?
I could see for the first time that Jimmy was a nervous wreck. That's when I knew Jimmy was gonna whack Maury.
I don't want to turn around. Jimmy, come on,
Never knew how close he'd come to getting killed.
For real, you're gonna give up on killing him? I said it. I didn't believe it. It means that Jimmy lied to you?
Jimmy was cutting every link between himself and the robbery, but it had nothing to do with me.
You also?
The thing that made Jimmy so happy that morning was that this was the day that Tommy was being made. It didn't even matter that my mother was Sicilian. To become a member of a crew, you've got to be 100% Italian. As far as Jimmy was concerned, with Tommy being made, it was like we were all being made.
Nah, I'm not sure of it. Ooh, he was causing too much trouble.
It was revenge for Billy Batts. A
Oh,
lot of other things.
yes.
And there was nothing that we could do about it. They even shot Tommy in the face, so his mother couldn't give him an open coffin at the funeral.
They thought about that? That's not nice. Ooh, the hour, it's a big day. Un hélicoptère?
only bought the damn guns because he wanted them and now he didn't want them. I had to start raising the beef, pork butt, and veal shanks for the tomato sauce.
Oh, cigarettes when you're cooking.
CD with the... Hey, I told you.
Funny, okay? It's funny.
No, it's not funny. If they wanted to arrest him, or they would have done it before.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. What she do after she hangs up with me? After everything I told her, she picks up the phone and calls from the house. They know that a package was leaving from my house, and they even have the time and the flight number thanks to her.
I gotta go home and get my hat.
Get your fucking hat, are you kidding me?
You eat the package into your hand. We don't want cops to come right now.
When I heard all the noise, I knew they were cops. Hey, the wise guys, I want to try to think.
Oh, you were afraid? Okay. Please, Karen, do the right thing. Come on, Karen, you can do it. Come on, come on. Oh, yeah, all of your system is going down.
People are already walking away from me. I'm dead in here. You gotta get me out. Karen finally got her mother to put her house up.
Thank you, Karen, really, for all of what you're doing.
Where's the stuff that I left, Karen?
Yes,
What?
she did the right thing.
I need that money, that's all we got! What was I supposed to do? Karen,
They were gonna find it. Oh, the picture like that is so good. To protect you, you are not feeling safe. So bad. You should have listened to Polly.
Get you with a fucking chit-chat. Like I was never nothing.
I'm ashamed now. I got nowhere else to go for me.
Take this.
It's not just money that he wants. He wants a place in the family.
Now I'm gonna turn my back.
Ouch!
That's what he gave me. $3,200 for a lifetime.
He's gonna call me. We gotta work on this whole thing. It's very important.
He doesn't know I came down here to see you. You know, it's like he's crazy.
It's a couple thousand.
Oh, yeah?
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Please, no. Come on, girl. Don't go. You know that something is wrong. Is it gonna be enough? I'm not sure, but you're smart.
If you're part of a crew, nobody ever tells you that they're going to kill you. They come as your friends, the people who have cared for you all of your life, and they always seem to come at a time when you're at your weakest and most in need of their help. I had the feeling Jimmy was trying to sense whether I was going to rat him out to save my neck. Jimmy had never asked me to whack somebody before, but now he's asking me to go down to Florida. That's when I knew I would never have come back from Florida alive.
And you meant whenever you move me, I asked you once, and I'm gonna tell you again, I don't wanna go any place that's cold.
You're gonna rat?
What about my parents? Am I gonna see them? Am I gonna talk to them? I mean,
I don't think so.
Actually, I don't care whether you go or not. If it's gonna make him a happier witness, a better witness, I'd like you to be with him.
come on, Henry, they don't want me.
They can use you to have him.
The only way they can get to him is by getting to you.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, please let the record reflect that Mr. Hill has identified defendant James Conway.
Oi, oi.
Your Honor, let the record reflect
Polly.
that Mr. Hill has identified defendant Paul Cicero.
See, the hardest thing for me was leaving the life. And we were treated like movie stars with muscle. We had it all.
We paid off cops, we paid off lawyers, we paid off judges.
You told all of that story to the judge.
And today everything is different. There's no action. I'm an average nobody. Get to live the rest of my life like a schnook.
At least you're alive. Ah, they separated. Polly died in jail. That was 3 hours? Maybe just a little less than 3 hours a movie? It didn't feel like it at all. Like, I spent really a good time watching it. I didn't see the time passing. I was not annoyed at some point, you know, I was not thinking about something else at some point or something like that. Because it's a really good movie, it's a fucking good movie. I understand that it's a cult one. Not only because, you know, the story is great about that Italian mafia during this age, based on a true story, based on a book and stuff like that. You can feel that it's well written, that it's telling a story which can be real, logical, everything is fitting well, you know, all of the actions of the characters, for what reason they are doing that, their evolutions, you know, which are going also with the different years, the different generations. The businesses, you know, that they have, they are also evolving with years. Everything is making sense. So many things are wrong, you know, morally, for sure, but everything is making sense at the end. And even if, you know, we can see that there are bad persons, at the end, I can feel, you know, that I still get attached to some characters. To Henry, it was difficult. For me, I have to say it was difficult, but the fact that we followed him since he was a young boy and we saw what he wanted, you know, for his life, and the fact that he wanted to be a part of this family, and the fact that he wanted to do things for them and to get money, and after that, you know, I understand, you know, the psychology of the character, I understand where he was, you know, his evolution and all. I don't appreciate his way to treat women, for sure. His wife and the other ones. And for sure at the end with drugs he went crazy and bad, even worse. So yes, I can't love the character, but I understand him, and he was fucking well written and he was fucking well played. I'm saying fucking more than usually. That's because of that movie, you know, the mood of it. It impacted me. But yes, it was well played, well written. For sure I'm more attached to Karen, the wife, because she stayed with him. Just because of that, you know. She had to be brave or really in love. Sometimes she had really good moves, you know. With the drug, with Jimmy not being killed. She had the balls, you know, at the beginning when they met to face him like that in front of all of them. She had a lot of good moves that I appreciated. She was kind of a badass in a way. Even if at some point she went crazy, she threatened him and all, I think that we can understand why. And again, her evolution, if you think about her evolution since the beginning, like the evolution of Henry, it's so well done. I mean, if it's based on a real story, I can't say that it's so well imagined and all, you know, because they existed. But I think that it was well written into the book and it was well done into the movie, because we felt all of the different steps that they took, and it was not, you know, like said like that by someone saying it, by someone expressing it directly, by being obvious, by being direct, you know, to the viewers and all. No, we were just following them and we saw their evolutions because of that, because of the different years passing, you know. To make a movie like that into a chronological order, it's logical, you know, it's going well with the story that you want to tell, the story of that guy, how he ended up, you know, into that group, and how at the end he rated them, put all of them in jail. So you want to tell that story, do it like that into a chronological order, it's logical. Sometimes, you know, in some movies like that, they are doing it like that, but at the beginning, you know, of each time jump, they are taking the time almost to say directly to the viewers, that's it, now they are right there into their lives, they are doing that. You know, you can think that they did it because of the voice, you know, of Henry saying it all, but no, he was saying stuff, you know, about different missions, different jobs that they did, but nothing about their emotions, their feelings, their evolutions. It was really like him talking to the judge, you know, at court, and it was really more with how they filmed stuff and how they placed stuff that we saw their evolution, their personal evolution. That was so well done. Some moments were so good, so well filmed. I mean, I think that I noticed, you know, at least 2 or 3 moments which were, you know, filmed in one shot, the camera moving like that without any cuts during entire minutes, and it was not only one scene, you know, with some characters and they were not just talking to each other. No, it was really the camera moving into a place during a long time and, you know, meeting different characters, putting different scenes, but in just one scene, in fact, because it was a one shot. That was so well done. I love, you know, when in movies we have that kind of scene. It's so rare, you know, in our days to have movies which are doing that. I love that. I love that because it's really taking the viewers with the camera, with the action, with the characters. It's really involving you into the action, and to do it, you know, you have to also to think about them, how they did it and all. That's some scenes like that which are well done are masterpieces just for that scene, you know. Do you understand what I mean? And right there, one of them impressed me, you know, really when they entered, you know, their date, their second date, when they entered into that place like that, from the street to the place when they were at the table, no cut, nothing. I think that it's lasting for entire minutes, and they are meeting so many people, and the music is right there, and everything is well done. All of the actors and all, they are all at the good place and all. Can you imagine how many times they took to film that moment? It's so good. And some other shots, you know, like that, some other pictures were so great, like right there at the end when they were both crying, when they were also dealing with Bates, I think, you know, his body and all. I can't remember all of them, but some of these pictures were so great. I'm sorry to say that I was more on Polly's side than on Jimmy's side. If you would have listened to Polly since the beginning, you would have been alright. To go with Jimmy, so to go with Tommy, who had some mental issues and who was going crazy, and for sure he was never gonna be a part of the group, you know, of the good fellas, of the made man. Of course he was never gonna be a part of them. He killed too many people for crazy reasons, and you don't want someone like that, you know, someone who is not wise, someone who is crazy like that with you. It was for sure not the good person to be around and to choose for not choosing Polly. Polly was the big deal, and Polly was the person to follow since the beginning. And since the beginning, because he was the one to welcome you, to be with you. I think that he was more, you know, a spiritual father for Henry, when Tommy, maybe not Tommy, but Jimmy at least, was more like a brother. But I don't think so, because since the beginning, you know, it was made clear that Jimmy was thinking about business all along and was a self-made man, you know, and he would have thought about himself first, no matter what. Into that business, I don't think that you can count on anyone, but right there, you knew about Jimmy. I mean, Henry knew about Jimmy since the beginning. So yes, I'm sorry, but I was on Polly's side. You should have followed Polly. See, at the end, you know, I was almost sad that they caught Polly also. I don't know when the movie was out. I think that it was out before The Soprano, you know, the show. It was fun, you know, to see Christopher into the movie, but also, you know, since the beginning of the movie, I was thinking of The Sopranos, the environment, you know, the mood of it, and also the way of talking to each other, for sure, the accent, but also, you know, the relationships between characters. I really think that they were inspired by that movie, by all of the movies about that period of time. This big story with a big H, you know. But that was fun, you know. I had the impression for the beginning of the movie, you know, when I was not involved into the movie, when I was getting involved into it, I had that in mind, you know, the fact that it was like The Soprano. I think that it took me, you know, for Karen to be involved, to stop thinking about The Soprano and to really be focused into that story, because before that, it was not... I mean, it was a story of Henry, for sure, since the beginning, but it was almost like a regular boy entering into the family, how he did it. And when he met Karen, when they began to create a love relationship with her and a story really for Henry, it was different, you know. I was more involved into that story. It was not a boy entering into the family, it was the story of that guy, what happened to him, because something is gonna happen to him, really, we're gonna follow only him. Is not just an excuse to tell the story about the family. Do you understand what I mean? I felt it like that. Tommy was so crazy to kill people like that. I mean, they all killed people, they all did bad stuff, but that guy was so fucking crazy. I think that I only, you know, I my eyes once during the movie. I can't remember when, but I think that I did it only once. The rest of the time, you know, it's not shocking me. Morally, for sure, it's shocking me. It's not something that I can approve and all. But because of The Soprano, because of all of the movies like that that I already watched, I was not shocked by them killing and hurting people. It was almost logical, and for what I know about that period of time and for what I know about that history, you know, with a big H, it's logical that they were killing and hurting people. Yes, I was not shocked, and on the contrary, I think that for the first scene I lost because I thought that it was fun. And during some moments also during the movie, I lost because they were saying funny things. But also in other circumstances I lost, even if it was not funny scenes, because of the voice was implying, you know, something ironic. You know, if you are watching my other reaction videos about shows and all, that I can be really emotional, that I can cry really easily. So maybe you can expect that during that kind of scene I can be really mad, really sad or stuff like that. But because of how it's written, how it's played, and all the voice, the irony of some scene, how it's filmed, I'm not into that kind of mood. And it's well done, you know, because yes, we're just enjoying the time, we're just entertained in a weird way by what is happening. And each time, you know, I was wondering what's next, what's gonna happen next, how you're gonna be killed, you and you, what is gonna happen next. I was surprised by some deaths, you know, I was surprised by some moments, but at the end of it, of the scene which surprised me, I was like, okay, that's logical. You know, I never said, oh no, you shouldn't have done that, it was not smart, you should have done that, oh, I don't understand why he did that. I think that I never said something like that because everything was logical with the character, how he's acting, and with the situation, the fact that they have to resolve it like that because they are that kind of guy, because the business is working like that. Do you understand what I mean? Everything was logical and smooth, you know. That was great. I don't know how long this video is gonna be on Patreon, because on YouTube I'm gonna be forced to cut so much. The work that I'm gonna have to do, it's killing me in advance. On Patreon, you know, I'm putting the extended reaction part, which means the first version of the video after the first time, you know, that I watched it and began to edit it. I said it for the other movies, it was 20 minutes longer, but I have the impression that I reacted more during this one and it was longer, I think, than the other ones that I watched before. Oh, it's gonna be so long. I want to say that I'm sorry in advance, but at the same time, you chose that movie, so you knew that it was gonna be a long one. Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad that I watched this movie today, because it's a cult movie that I wanted to watch since a long time, because it was such a good one. Well played, well filmed, really some moments, you know, some scenes and some pictures really impressed me. And it was so well played by the actors and actresses, and I really got involved into it. I got attached, you know, to some characters, but not like I was loving the characters. I'm not gonna cry for them or stuff like that. But I was, yes, attached to them. But yes, I was really involved into the movie, still, into the mood of the movie. And yes, it's a mood that I love. It's reminding me other movies and shows, and it's almost like I want to watch them now. It put me in a good mood. I don't know if you can see that, if you can feel it, but it really put me in a good mood. Again, you can think that it's weird because it's a story about people who are doing bad stuff and who are really bad, who are hurting and killing people, but it really put me in a good mood. I'm glad. Tell me, what did you think about that movie the first time that you watched it? Did you rewatch it? I think that it's a movie that you can watch again and again. I can imagine that, like The Godfather, like The Soprano, you know, the show that you can rewatch again. That's the kind of movie that you can rewatch and enjoy it no matter what. Because also of the fact that you know the characters and you got attached to some of them, so you're glad to be back with them, to see their evolutions, to pay more attention to how the other ones reacted into that situation or this other one. I think that it could be interesting, in fact, to watch it a second time. I'm not gonna watch it a second time with you, but I think that you can understand what I mean. I'm glad that you chose that movie, guys. Thank you for that. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for today. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Great.